Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jagras, and today I have a fun little deck for you guys. And this is one I typically play in casual. It's not really viable at the higher levels of ranked, potentially at the lower levels of ranked, but it's also a really fun deck to play, and I think it's important to have some of those decks that you can play in casual, just for fun as a break. And that is the buff Kieran deck. So this deck revolves around this card here, Kieran. Kieran is a silver ambush card. Ambush, when the round ends, return to the hand of the current owner if that player lost. So you can play him, and then he comes back to you. You guys think, why would I want to play a 1-strength card? Where is the benefit in that? Well, the thing is, Kieran is an ambush card, which means he doesn't actually appear until the end of the round. And he's a silver card, which means that you can target draw him with Brouver Hoog. So we can basically guarantee that we'll have Kieran in our hand from the second round onwards. We also have the Vrihedd Dragoons. Add 4 strength to a non-gold unit in your hand, and we have 3 of them. So what you can do is if you try and find Kieran during your mulligan, if you don't find him, you can target draw him with Brouver Hoog, and just give up the first round. Then on the second round, as you play your cards to win the round, you can use your Vrihedd Dragoons to then start buffing Kieran, and then you can use your Blue Mountain Commandos, which allow you to replay a bronze non-relentless unit, to replay the Vrihedd Dragoons and then buff Kieran some more. So this is basically setting up then a win condition for the final round where you play a very, very strong Kieran. I've had him up to like 25 strength. Ambush card, which means the opponent can't scorch him, they can't igni him, they can't debomb him. The only thing they can do is use weather against him. And the thing is, you can play him last and you can play him in any row, which means that then your opponent, if they weather, one row, then it doesn't matter because we still have Kieran. We can just play him in a different row. And that is the gist of this deck, basically. That is the kind of main goal. And then we have some other cards to kind of help us along the way, more or less. So in terms of the gold cards in this deck, there's no must-have gold card. It really comes down to personal preference, I have Igni. I really like Igni. I think he's really strong. I have Aglace. Aglace is also, she's nice, and you can use her to replay a special card, of which we have these 5. So I can use her to replay maybe a First Light, a Debomb, or a Decoy. So again, nice card. We have Shiru. Shiru is an ambush card, and basically when the next gold special, non-gold special card, so either your opponent or you play a special card, he then cancels its effect and destroys the strongest opposite non-gold unit. So he's kind of like an Igni or a Scorch, basically, but with some points and an interesting mechanic where you can stop your opponent's special card. And we have Yorvith, who removes 6 strength from an opposing unit, and that includes gold units. So he's, I think, just a nice golden card. But, if you don't have any of these, you could run Geralt, you could run Triss, you could run Regis. Regis is a neutral that goes in nearly every deck. You could run Ciri, you could run Yennefer, you could run Zoltan. Like, there's a lot of options for, what golds do you want to run. These are just the ones that I like, though I admit that, this is 4 legendaries, so it is high cost. Then in terms of our silver cards, so we have our Kieran and we have Teruviel. Teruviel is just really nice, the ambush card that buffs your opponents. And the thing is, they might think it's a Shiru, or they might think it's an Ida, or a different card. So this is also fun because people don't necessarily know what it is, but she's worth 6 plus 2 to the entire row, so she's just, like I say, generally strong. We have Debomb because of the rampant consume monsters that are about, and just because it's a useful silver. And we have Decoy. Decoy I like because it allows us to replay a Dragoon, so then we can get an extra buff out of it. It's just a nice card. Or we could replay a Blue Mountain Commando, for example. Like it's just quite useful. And then if they play something like a Rot Tosser and a Cow Carcass, you can decoy that. You've kind of got options. Similarly, we have Ida Imin. She is ambush and she stops the next opposing non-gold special card. So she never triggers on your own special cards, only on the enemies. And just being able to stop a special card, I think, is also a really nice option. And again, she's someone that you can always decoy. If you want to trigger that effect twice, she's another good target for that. We have Cleaver, who can just lock a unit. He's such a good blue-silver card that I just feel like he's very useful to play. And the thing is, the reason I'm not running stuff like Commander's Horn and Scorch is because of our Elven Mercenaries. They play a random non-gold special card from your deck, and we're actually using these to try and play the First Lights, so that we can guarantee that we get to play our Dragoons, basically. So we're trying to use these to play these, and they're quite useful. Then we also have our 3 Mahakam Defenders, which are just nice. They stay on the board, and they kind of fill out the deck without us having to put too many non-special cards in. So that's the deck. I'm going to jump into a game now, and I'll show you guys just how fun this deck can be to play. And don't forget, if you like this deck, to hit that thumbs up button.
Mead! More mead!
We've havered enough. Let's get to work.
Okay, so we've got King Bran and discard, and this is really awkward for us if we don't find Kieran in our starting hands, because it means we're giving up the first turn, which to Skellige you don't want to do, because, you know, the first turn is usually harder for them. This is very, very awkward draw. Like, there's Kieran, thank God for that. First lights we don't really want, because we can always draw them with the Elven Mercenaries, really. So then, you know, they're not as useful to have in hand as, you know, say some of our other options. As it is, that what we've got debomb, which means that in our potential draw for the Elven Mercs, we have first lights and decoy. So that's good to know. The good news is we found Kieran, which means we don't have to use Brouver Hoog for that. What we can use Brouver Hoog for is to target draw a silver that we want, you know, to reveal or decoy or, you know, whatever else is in the deck. I mean, we have debomb, Kieran, and, you know what I mean, which means what's left is what, to reveal, debomb, not to, sorry, decoy, and, whew, I can't remember. It helps to know exactly what your silver cards are. So we'll just open with our Dragoon, and then we can use this Dragoon to buff our Kieran. And this is all good fun. Typically, Skellige discard. They spend the first round, like, just kind of thinning out their deck and trying to get the cards that they want. So stuff like if they have Morkvarg, they'll get him out. They'll maybe remove Queensguard if they're running Queensguard. There's all sorts of different strategies. Let me try and think what that last silver card is. Ah, well, I'm sure I'll figure it out. I mean, it'll be on the screen, so you guys will at least know what it is. What's he gonna play? Come on. Some players do this. Some players actually don't play their cards. I mean, maybe he doesn't know what he wants to play, but some players, they spend the whole turn just, like, kind of stalling, basically. And it's super frustrating to play against. We'll buff up our Kieran again here. The thing is, we want to be a little bit careful this round that we don't play all of our Dragoons, because if we go into the next round and we draw, say, Elven Mercs or something, and then we start drawing Blue Mountain Commandos, we do want to be able to bounce them. So, you know, it's good to have one in hand, just if we get to that stage in the game.
More mead.
Okay, so here comes the discards. What's he gonna discard? Morkvarg is unsurprising. Yeah. And then these two guys. This isn't the end of the world, really, for us. We're gonna play our Elven Merc.
Let's enjoy the weather.
And we got a decoy. And then we can decoy our Dragoon. Play him again. Buff Kieran. So you can kind of see there's a little bit of a pattern going on here in the cards that we play and how we play them. He is still ahead of us, which is kind of annoying. But all in all, it's not the end of the world. We have Yorvith, which is nice. So if he does pass here, what we can do is play Yorvith and take out the Morkvarg. If we take out the Morkvarg, that'll win us the round and it'll also debuff it. Often in Skellige, they spend the whole game, you know, buffing up a Morkvarg. So if you have the option to kill him and potentially remove a few points from him, you know, it's not a bad strategy. Because killing him will affect rounds 2 and 3, whereas killing the any of the other cards he has out at the moment won't. It just affects this round. Though do be aware that obviously he'll just get straight resurrected and only lose 2 points.
So what? Should I pound it into a...
Yeah, so here comes the kind of buff strategy, which is kind of, you know, expected, to be honest. You see it quite often. We did get decoy there, so now we know that the Hoog is going to draw to reveal or whatever my other silver card is that I can't remember. This is the kind of situation where it helps to use Gwent tracker. If you watched my previous Scoia'tael deck video, the buff elves, that one has the Gwent tracker in it, so you can kind of see how that works if you haven't already seen that video. Basically, you can find out what's left in your deck, which is pretty nice. Cleaver is what's left in my deck. I totally figured it out. Okay, how many points are we behind? A few. I think I want to win this round. Let's play the Dragoon for now. The thing is, against the Skellige, you know, you have a much easier time winning the first 2 rounds than you do the second and third round. So I think that's just worth being aware of, really. If you're gonna have an easier time, it's definitely worth having. We could target draw to reveal. She would be quite nice. There's nothing really, you know, that we want a cleaver. And if we target draw to reveal, we get 6 plus 4, so we'd get 10 points from her, which would win us the round. Alternatively, you know, we do have Yorvith, and he's worth 12. So if our opponent chooses to pass, then we're in a nice position. I'm really surprised he's played, you know, this many cards this round.
So what?
As things currently stand. But, you know, it is what it is. I think we're going to play Yorvith for now. We'll play Yorvith. And we'll hit the Morkvarg. I want to do as much damage as I can with this, and this removes 6. So, you know, that's pretty good. We could have killed another unit, but all in all, like I say, I'm trying to win this round, so getting getting that damage off is nice. We're only 2 points behind now. We would have to play one more card to win the round, which is okay, but then we have, what, Kieran with 17. This is a little tricky because we don't have so many of our elven mercenaries. We can't, you know, chain them all out, which is kind of what we wanted to do. And he's, you know, he seems really kind of intent on winning this round. I can play Ida, but I don't think she's necessarily going to help us. I'll play him maybe because then he'll think it's a to reveal. That is a technique that we could use here. I don't think he's going to play any special cards this round. Often, like, Scoia'tael discard doesn't run that many special cards. Like I say, I don't think he's going to play any, so I think he'll be worried that that's a to reveal. But if he thinks it's a to reveal, he might play around the fact that it's a to reveal. We'll see. And try and maybe Alza's Thunder something in the front row. And if he does that, it then triggers Ida, and we get the 5 points that she is worth. What's going to happen? This guy's really, like, thoughtful about his plays, it feels. Like, he seems to be playing very slowly. The thing is, what he's kind of doing here is he's getting all the buffs on Morkvarg and getting the cards out now. How many points will we get from 2 reveal? 10. I don't think that's enough points to win the round. I don't think we can win this round. Not easily, anyway. And if we play the Dragoon, it's going to kind of mess us up for the next round.
Peace with humans.
I think we'll play it anyway and see what happens. I think he'll probably pass, but if he passes, we're then, you know, 3 cards down because of the Ciri. So that's going to basically completely balls up our strategy. I don't think we can win.
What do you need?
For Hendo!
Okay, we have 46. At the moment, though, if we pass, he still wins because he hasn't played a special card, so Ida's not going to do anything. We could lock Ciri, but it's not great. I think we have to target draw to reveal here. And we'll put her in this row. He's not playing special cards, so we're not triggering Ida, which is annoying, but it is what it is. And the thing is, to reveal only triggers when the opponent passes, so we'll see how it goes. We have a 21-point Kieran, so that's really nice. And I mean, maybe we can kind of, you know, bluff him into passing.
Like the way you die, human.
But it is what it is. We won the round, but he's got a 3-card advantage, which is not so fun. And we didn't get any value out of Ida either. Skellige, this is a kind of an awkward matchup, and I was hoping not to find it in casuals because, you know, we're playing a casual deck. And there's Morkvarg with all his points. We do keep our Mahakam Defender, so that's, you know, something. And we got a Igni and a First Light. Okay. We want our opponent to go first here. The reason we're using our Scoia'tael faction ability is because we want to start kind of thinning out his cards. And kind of seeing what it is that he chooses to play. We can rally, but hopefully we'll find a defender. If we find, you know, a Blue Mountain Commander, that's not really useful for us. It gives us 4 points, but it's not really going to do anything. Alternatively, we could maybe find an Elven Mercenary, which would be quite nice. Is he going to play? I honestly feel like this guy is... I don't know if he's intentionally wasting my time or what, or maybe he hasn't realized it's his turn first, because sometimes people don't notice that the Scoia'tael faction ability is triggered, so maybe he thinks I'm about to run out of cards to play. He's looking at my graveyard, which is interesting. I'm not entirely sure why he's looking at my graveyard. He's reading Yorvith. I don't think Skellige have cards that can steal things from your graveyard, so...
We serve her,
bit of a strange one.
Mother and crone.
He'll resurrect the Armor Smith, and then he'll just keep buffing the Morkvarg, basically. That is the kind of gist of this play. We'll play our First Light. We'll rally.
Have strength, my love.
And then we'll get a First Light, and then we'll rally.
Everything all right?
We'll get a First Light, and then we'll rally. And honestly, that's actually pretty good. That First Light got us 12 points worth of strength, which is, you know, pretty nice. The D-Bomb is really not very useful. It would have been nice if we had Shiru, because we could have used it to trigger Shiru, but Shiru would have just killed the Morkvarg, and he would have come back even stronger. So that's kind of a thing. I think what we could do this round is we could play, you know, Kieran and then pass, and then hope that he thinks that, that maybe he thinks that, he's gonna win. Because some people don't know about Kieran, so then they don't expect the ambush card to be super duper buffed. But he has seen me play that many Dragoons, and he's not seen anything come out from that, so he must know that I still have a lot of points in hand, is the thing. But whether he knows exactly how many is the question. So that's definitely a tactic we could try and employ here.
Her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
I mean, this is 21 points. So let me just work this out. This is 21 points. He's got 31, I've got 16. So if we play this, we'll play it in the back row, I guess. If we play this, we're actually on 37 points. So if we pass, then maybe he will pass. But the problem is, you know, he's probably just going to play points here. Because he's not gonna pass until I pass. So that is the kind of the problem that we have. If he has more than 37 points, I'm just going to have to keep playing.
Ugh, God's protect us.
He has exactly 37 points. On the plus side, we can now Igni the back row. So we'll do that. And that'll at least remove 12 points from him, plus the 4 that we gain. So that's quite nice. And then we maybe pass. We'll see what happens. I'm just hoping that he doesn't realize how many points are in here. So now we can play this.
Get this over with.
And then we remove his 2 armor smiths, which is nice. He's down to 25. We're actually on 41 points at this point. So maybe we can win with an ambush, but I feel like he probably will see it coming. If he doesn't see it coming, that's super awesome. And that's kind of the point of the deck. That's where the fun lies, is they don't necessarily know that that's there. So we'll see. He's checking his graveyard, which means he plans to resurrect something. There's the resurrection. Probably the Sigdriffer into the armor smith, shield smith. Okay, he's on 39. So if I pass and he passes, then we win. If he plays one more card, then we lose. But if we lose, we do get our 21-point Kieran back. But then he does know we have a 21-point Kieran, and he passed! Oh, you idiot! Oh, I didn't think we were going to win that one, you guys. Oh, we managed to bluff him out. I don't think I'm getting a good game. Like, I would be so salty he gave the good game. Holy shit. That is the power of the Kieran buff deck. And he should have seen that one coming, because he knew that I spent the entire game with my Dragoons buffing anything, and he didn't see any of them come out. But that goes to show, even against, you know, a really strong meta deck like Skellige, we still managed to pull it back. And I didn't think that was going to be a win, and it was. So yeah, but if you've liked this video, you know, hit that thumbs up button. I've actually really liked recording this video. That was not exactly, it didn't exactly go to plan, should we say, but we ended up winning, so, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about that. And beyond that, if you like seeing me play Gwent, you can find me live streaming at twitch.tv/Jagrus. And you can also find me on Twitter at Jagrus. Thanks for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Bye!